If you've been following my channel for a while, you've probably guessed that I do a lot of internet research. And if you've been on the internet for a while, you've probably figured out that not all information on the internet is, well, good. So what makes a good internet source? What information should we trust, and what should we be more wary of? Well, let's answer those questions with a few more questions, shall we? First question, where are you reading the information? The first step to ascertaining whether or not the information you're reading is credible is by investigating who's standing behind it. Big news informations are often obligated to verify and rigorously fact-check their sources. They're wrong sometimes, but with a huge reputation on the line, information is less likely to slip through the cracks. It's also important to note whether or not your source has pre-existing bias. For example, an article hosted on the website Martin Luther King was secretly 24 dolphins in a human suit.com may have some alarmingly strong opinions about MLK, and FoxNews.com may have some forceful opinions about other things. What types of sources are used? Different types of sources have their own pros and cons. Primary sources involve eyewitness accounts from people who saw what happened firsthand. They can include diaries, testimonies, research findings, that kind of thing. Example, my first-person account tells you that my dog woke me up this morning by stepping on my face. These are great because they're a direct account of what happened. But they can also be tainted by the personal bias of whoever's giving the account. Example, my evil bitch dog stepped on my face this morning because she hates me. Secondary sources are generally composed by people who weren't there but are trying to make sense of what happened, relay a fact-checked version of what happened, or are trying to make broader claims about the incident in a greater context, like one of those think pieces. Example, are dogs really man's best friend when they step on our faces so damn often? The cons? Secondary sources are generally dealing with pre-filtered information, and broader articles almost always have their own angle to work, which can compromise information's neutrality. Which leads me to our next point. Is the language charged? There's a difference between reporting a man being shot and reporting a man being brutally murdered via a gunshot wound to the head. Charged language, like the second example, can be way more interesting to read. But again, it carries a bias that can color your interpretation of what happened. A great example of this is when the media uses language like troubled, outcast, confused, and misunderstood to describe white people involved in a crime story, and words like terrorist, animal, thug, and criminal to describe people of color in a crime story. That's racial bias that is hopefully unintentional, but regardless of intention, is pretty damn bad. Are there multiple sources or just one? Facts that multiple sources agree on are more likely to be true. For example, many people agree that Robin Thicke is a literal, human-sized douchebag. So while it's not a verified fact, I mean, it could be true. If you can't find legitimate sources to back up your point of view, should you accept the fact that you could be wrong? Yeah, always be open to the possibility of being wrong. There's absolutely no shame in being wrong about something and admitting that you were wrong about something. There is shame, however, in rebranding something you know not to be true as fact, and trying to force that fact on other people. Come on, that's gross. These are just a few simple tools to help you learn and maybe argue better on the internet. Good, credible sources can make your point of view stronger, and sharing those sources enriches the discussion at hand rather than derailing it. Let me know what your favorite sources are in the comment section below. And if you like this video, you can click subscribe. I make a new one every single week. You can also find me on social media down below, and if you want to watch another video right this second, there's one rolling right now in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. I will see you guys next week. Bye!